Alright, so this video is mainly for the benefit of Tyson Hugie, my Acura nut friend. I'm also an Acura nut, Honda nut. Been driving them since I got my driver's license back in the 90s. So anyway, speaking of the 90s, here's my new 93 Acura Integra. It's an RS, which is the base model. The model lines were RS as the base model, midline, which was an LS. Then they had a GS, which was kind of the nice one, top of the line without the VTEC, and then they had the GSR, which was the VTEC model. So this is the bottom of the barrel, even bottom of the bottom barrel, because it's got power steering but no air conditioning. So, which is pretty rough down here in the South, in South Carolina. This car came originally from Seattle, so I probably don't have very hot summers up there. So that's more practical there, but sometime in the early 2000, like 2011, it made its way to Virginia. This is all from the Carfax report. I bought it from an auction in North Carolina. It made its way to Virginia, which it spent most of its life, or up until now. It's still got a 9 of 19 Virginia inspection sticker, which was done in September of 18. It was passed around about 3 or 4 times. Had 3 or 4 different owners in Virginia, and the last owner had an accident, was hit in the rear, and which was initially looked like pretty light damage, and so I picked it up. I won it at the auction for only $175, but with the auction fees it was about $343 out the door, and got it from Insurance Auto Auctions Incorporated in Raleigh, which is about 3 hours from here. And so I'll walk back over here and I'll show you what was hit. I've already replaced the hatch because it knocked the glass out. There was really no damage to the hatch at all. There was just a it got hit right in here. I've already pulled this back out a little bit, but it pushed the bumper, and I guess it created enough vibration it shattered the back glass. Well, I looked up that glass on Safelite, and it was $979 to replace that glass. So I'm sure just the glass alone is the reason why they totaled the car out. So anyway, so I found this hatch at the junkyard for about $70, and I'll eventually end up painting it so it'll match the car. But a whole lot cheaper to grab one from the junkyard than pay $900 just to have that back glass installed in the original hatch. Like I said, the original hatch wasn't damaged. It was just the glass, and I've been probably vacuuming up glass for the last week since I've had it. So anyway, did crack the tail light a little bit here, but this hatch come off a 91, and the 91 has different tail lights, and these are hard to find around here. They're pretty much all gone from the road. Every once in a while you might get lucky and find one around, but there's probably still a few running the roads, but not many in the junkyard. So these are really good cars. I've had several of these throughout my life, and they're really great cars. This one only has 107,504 miles. So that was one of my main motivators of buying it. And so anyway, it's, like I said, it's the base model. Doesn't even have an air conditioning button. There's no AC compressor, no air conditioning components at all. Although these cars were wired for AC. In other words, the wiring harness is there. There's no AC components. So I've been tempted to the car that I got the hatch off of had AC, and it's an RS too. It had this same manual slide cluster. The LS models had the push button with the lights on top of it, and those were all pretty much standard with AC. This one's got crank roll-up windows on it. Definitely nothing fancy. This is starting to come off. That's a very common issue on these cars, but it being 26 years old, it's really not too bad. I think this one is in pretty good shape here. It is an automatic, which it kind of sucks. I like 5 speeds, but for the price, who's complaining? And the only other issue I'm having with this car, and it didn't come with the radio, I had to get these speaker covers and some speakers, and this radio here came out of the junkyard car, and both of these speaker grills were missing. That's why that one's brown. I figured it'd be better to have this one come out of they had 2 of them. They had a 4-door and a 2-door, which is the 2 doors, of course. The one I got the hatch off of had a gray interior. This one, the 90 model they had a brown interior. Didn't have both of the speaker grills on the 2-door, so I had to get one off the 4-door and that one there off the 2-door, which is gray. This is a blue interior, so it's not the most attractive thing, but I'd rather have something there for now until I can find something. I think they call this Palmy Blue. Palmy Blue. It's NH538 is the color, which is some kind of white. I don't know the exact name of it, but they all have their own names, like Arctic White and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm having another issue, and that is water leaking into the dash, and I'll show you why. Focus. There we go. There's a bunch of leaves under here in the cowl area, and I have a feeling that's probably a contributing factor. A lot of the drains get stopped up in here, and the water can't drain off. And up under here, there's basically a big hole for an air intake entry, you know, and the metal's flared up so the water won't get in, just the air. The water's supposed to run down. It's like a big trough, and it's supposed to run down into the drains and drain out faster than it gets up high enough to get over that flange they have. And thinking it's probably backing up and getting in the car. It's only dripping, you know, per storm. It's only dripping like a little bit of water, just a little bit. It's not much. But anyway, this is the engine here. Again, no AC compressor. No AC lines or anything like that. I think it has a bracket here, somewhere in here, to hold the AC. So yeah, this thing's pretty rough in the summertime, and it's June right now. So yeah, 90-degree days down here. I'm not driving this car, I can tell you that. This would be a good winter car. But anyway, I'm thinking about getting all the AC components off of that the other red car and putting them on here, and you know, putting in AC. You can do that. I've done it before. Like I said, the cars are wired for AC, but you just have none of the components. You just have to put all the components on, and they have all the bolt holes for the brackets and all the cutouts there. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty dark, but there's a rubber plug right there for the AC lines to go through the firewall. They're all stamped out and everything for AC. They're just never put in. So anyway. Alright, well, I think I've rambled on enough about this old car for now. But this is it right here. Just wanted to show it to you, and you know, I may do some updates later on about it, but I'm not going to really do a repair series or anything on it, but just basically showing it to you. And it's got almost new tires all the way around too. I think I probably got $175 with the tires alone, so not a bad deal. Anyway, I'm going to do an oil change on this guy, and do a few other little maintenance items it needs, and we'll catch you later.